get that ass banged. Can't do it. I can't take this shit anymore, man.
So, an update, sadly, it's not a good update. In regards to that weird YouTube chat freezing that was happening a couple days ago, it's still happening. And it's not good, okay? Just to be honest with all of you, it sucks that this is happening. What am I talking about? So, malicious parties found a way to go into YouTube chats, not just mine, but all of the YouTube chats of anyone who streams on YouTube, okay? And they actually found a way to freeze the chat room permanently, and you can't unfreeze it. So literally no one can talk. It basically ruins the chat for everyone. Okay? It's not just like, oh, you're trolling the streamer. No one can enjoy the chat. All right? And there's no way to fix it. You can't close the chat and open the chat. You can't change the settings of the chat. The chat is just dead. Now, the only way to fix it is to actually shut down the entire stream, make a whole new stream from scratch, and stream on that one. Okay? It's terrible. It really is a horrendous bug or exploit or hack or whatever it is, because no one's actually sure how it works right now. Why people are doing it is just to be malicious. Like, literally, at first, it seemed like people were trying to scam people and be like, hey, click here to unfreeze your chat, and you click and then they get a keylogger on your computer or whatever. But at this point, I think people are just doing it to be malicious jerks, okay? So sadly, this happened again yesterday. Now, I had already changed my chat to 1 week sub-only mode back on Sunday, and that seemed to fix the problem. Then all of a sudden yesterday, it happened again. So then I turned a chat into a 2 week sub-only mode, and it happened again. Then I went to 1 month sub-only mode, and since then it hasn't happened again. So it very well could be there's a couple malicious parties out there that have been subbed to my channel for a bit, and they were able to keep having it happen. But now that I went to the 1 month sub-only mode, now they can't chat, therefore they can't freeze the chat, okay? Let's hope this bought us some time. Let's hope this bought us maybe a couple of weeks. And hopefully now YouTube can get on this and fix it. But knowing YouTube, probably not. To give you guys some perspective here, okay? YouTube is finally in August going to fix the regional pricing for memberships. For those who don't know about this one, this has been going on for something like 5+ years, where YouTube has different pricing for memberships on the site dependent on where you live, geographically. So if you live in the United States, my membership should cost $3.99. But apparently if you lived in Argentina, my memberships cost less than 5 cents. I want you to think about that. $4 versus 5 cents. That's kind of a discrepancy. And the problem is people were abusing this. They were using VPNs to pretend like they lived somewhere else to mass buy memberships, gift them out at literally zero value to the streamer. And now memberships just don't have any intrinsic value anymore. They're worthless. So because of that, people have been complaining for years and years. Apparently enough people finally complained. I'm going to guess enough big YouTubers finally got together and complained. YouTube is fixing that issue in August. In fact, they are outright scaling everything properly again. So no exaggeration, if you live in Argentina, you'll actually have to pay $4 USD in order to get a membership, which it should have been all along. Okay, so no more of the VPN abuse. All of the regions are being fixed. I actually saw the grid yesterday. All of the regional pricing is being fixed. In August, no more fake memberships. That's amazing. That actually means that perhaps at some point I could use memberships for something other than just, hey, support the channel. Maybe I could do content around memberships and stuff, which I never could do because memberships were worthless. Okay? Anyway, the point I'm making here, that exploit existed for 5 years. It took YouTube 5 years to figure this out and to decide they finally wanted to close this loophole. So now with this chat freeze thing, can you imagine how long it could possibly take YouTube to fix this one? Seriously. And the thing is, I get nervous. Like right now, no one has typed in chat for a minute. Now someone just did. it makes me nervous because when people aren't chatting, I'm like, did someone freeze my chat again? And I'm an interactive streamer, right? I need to be able to talk with you guys. I can't just run the stream and do it for myself. The whole point of me streaming is interacting, which, you know, at first I didn't. For 3-4 years, I streamed and acted like you guys didn't exist, which was incredibly asinine. And of course, I saw the error of my ways. Now for nearly a decade, I've been an interactive streamer. But one of the big attractive things about streaming is the interaction with the audience, being able to talk with you guys about whatever topic we're discussing, getting your live feedback, being able to, you know, shout out support. Imagine if I can't do any of that because the chat's just frozen, right? So let's hope for the best, okay? Let's hope that this does actually update soon. Let's hope that YouTube can fix things and get it so that the chat is not just constantly freezing. Because if the chat is constantly freezing, it's going to be an absolute nightmare, you know, just being honest here. And I'm hoping for the best. I'm hoping that things will be fixed, you know, in that regard. Also, something else weird is happening on YouTube. You guys aren't aware of it at all. YouTube completely changed the dashboard. And you might say, well, what does that mean? So YouTube has a dashboard for content creators. And on the dashboard, it showed things like, is your video monetized? How many views did your video get? How many likes did your video get? You know, stuff like that. So YouTube redid it as of yesterday, okay? And it's nice because they're like, oh, at a glance, you'll now be able to see how much money you're making on all of your content. You know, it'll update live and you'll be able to see, oh, look, you made this much on this stream. You made, you know, this much on this stream. You got this kind of interaction on this stream. So at a glance, it looks like, wow, this is a good improvement to my dashboard. This will really help, you know, overall be able to see live how things are going. Except it doesn't work. I'm serious. Like all my content that I put out yesterday, even the streams. Now, you guys know yesterday, you guys were very supportive. Last night's stream where we did a tryout stream for games, which we'll talk about in a minute, what games we're going to try out on Sunday night. You guys super chatted a lot. I actually added it up. It was over $50 of super chats alone just on that stream. According to YouTube, I made $0 on that stream. The super chats exist. Like I go into my super chat history and they're all there, but then the stream claims it has $0 of revenue. So you better hope that YouTube fixes this shit, because if they don't, no one on YouTube at all is going to make any money because they're claiming everyone made $0. I'm going to assume they're going to fix it, but it's kind of stupid. You know, again, they launched something new. They claim big improvements, everybody, and it's actually worse. Like I'll give you an example. So it's claiming that the videos that I put out back on Sunday, okay, so we're talking the Mina the Hollower video, the Daily Wrap, the morning or not morning show, the Level 1 podcast, and the Pokemon gameplay, all right, that I all did on Sunday. It shows all the money I made. I made a few bucks on this one, made $5 on this video, made $4 on this video. Then it claims my videos that I put out on Monday only made $1 each, despite the fact that they have similar views. It's claiming that the videos that I put out of Trade Card Game Shop Simulator, TCG Card Shop Simulator from 2 nights ago, have made 5 cents. But people were super chatting, people were contributing the entire how could it be 5 cents? So again, I think they screwed it all up, and I do hope that it fixes. But again, this is another case of, you know, these people at YouTube think that they're so smart and they change the business and they think it's for the better, but nothing works. And then it takes them a while to get caught up and fix everything to actually be how it was supposed to be originally. It's a joke because you would think, oh my God, they're like $1 billion company. You know, the smartest people on the planet, Ivy League educated, work at YouTube and Google. They should be on top of this shit. Like, no, they're actually stupid. Like, I hate to say it. You know, there's a difference between book smart and street smart. They probably all are great at like sitting there and coding and shit. And outside of that, they have absolutely no concept of how to run a business. They don't understand how people actually use the website. They don't know what works, what doesn't, and they likely don't test anything. Whenever they launch something new, very much so, we, the content creators, are the guinea pigs. So who's to say that this new chat freezing issue isn't the result of they've changed or updated something and screwed it all up? And now they have to find a way to fix it on the back end. That regional pricing for memberships, I'm sure that had good intentions at first, but they waited 5 years to fix an exploit that screwed over entire businesses. Like, I could have had tons more memberships if they had any value. I could have been making members-only content, early release content. I could never do that because my memberships could be bought for 5 cents. You see? So, who knows what's going to happen with any of this moving forward. I really hope that they fix this thing, because the thing is, we're getting to the end of the month now, okay? And what happens is YouTube cuts off earnings at the end of every month, and then they summarize, they like add them all together, and they say, here's what you made for the month, and then they pay you the next month. Since it's near the end of the month, they're going to cut it off. Are they going to say, oh, the whole last week of the month, Phil made no money because none of his videos or streams make anything because we changed the dashboard, doesn't work? I hope not, but it's going to be a problem if they don't fix it. I think they will, but it's just stupid, okay? Okay, so, really quick, well, again, before we get to the GTA pre-order stuff, which is going to